It's a Daily Talk Show, episode 433.
Live from Salona in Richmond. How are we?
It's Fat Friday.
It is.
Do we not clap anymore?
I got my hands full.
It's extremely hard to clap when you're doing handheld. I tried it the other day when we were at the salon, and it didn't necessarily work too well.
This is our most microphones used in any given episode. So 433. This is the first one. How many? Let's do a roll call. 3D Dill.
Present.
Scooter Derrick.
Present.
Josh Janssen.
Present.
Peter Shepherd.
Present.
Gemma Watts.
Present.
Tommy. Present. Mr. 97.
Present.
It's a big crew.
Why did you do two different voices when you called your name and said present?
Because I wear a mask. Who you meet is not who I am. I just revealed who I am behind closed doors.
No, we've got an exclusive this morning. Gem's already in the cocktails. What is that actual cream? Is it cream?
No, it's coconut something.
Coconut cream.
Lemon and coconut.
And the rest is vodka.
I really want to try it, but I can't.
No, you
Why
can't.
not?
Because it could have a little bit of alcohol in it. Anyway,
I'll try it for you, Tommy. I'll try it.
The exclusive. I was just going to say, this morning, Tommy let off the glitter bomb.
Yes, I did. And we've also got Stav. This is another
Stav is already
exclusive.
come on
Where's
in,
the camera?
Stav.
Where's the camera?
Oh my god!
Oh
my god!
Amazing. Stav, tell us what have we got here?
We've got some octopus with harissa and scordaglia, which is a potato dip. Here we've got the zucchini kefte with a little bit of feta and dill.
Yeah,
and we've also got the mushroom bureki. Give me one sec.
That's exactly how I would have pronounced all of that.
So we'll give you a bit of a rundown. Today we're going to just be having dishes throughout the show here at Salona. 50 years, over 50 years you guys have been in operation.
50 years, I look pretty good for 50, don't I?
Great, Stav. It was great.
Restaurant.
So third generation?
Third generation, yeah. So we've had a little bit of practice.
Yeah.
One thing I just want to... You're Greek, right? Yeah, obviously. Your grandfather was, and I don't know if you lose that across generations. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it stays with you.
Well, you were telling me that because Gem, your grandpa played footy for the Tigers.
Yes.
Wow.
I heard that
won the premiership 43.
No way.
I heard that there was a rule. I think you were telling me, Tommy, that
which has nothing to do with what I was saying.
Well, you're talking about the generation.
Well, race and a footy rule, a bit slightly different.
Talking about the generations. If my grandpa played in the footy, that would have given me an instant in.
Not an instant in. You have to be able to play football.
Okay, so
that's the one.
Still got to be able to be played.
Okay, that's why they push back. That's why you're pushing back.
Father-son rule. Yes.
I'd be a shoo-in for AFLW, apart from that I have no athletic abilities.
But have you guys heard of this rule?
The father-son rule.
Yeah.
It's a classic one. I want to find out from Stav though, because when I was in Greece 2 years ago, when I was living the good life, baby free, on our honeymoon, I was surprised because when I asked the person at the souvlaki joint, I said, "Can I have just the regular one, just the lamb one? We don't do lamb." And I was like, "Hang on. No, you do lamb because that's all I've had as a kid growing up here. Lamb, souvlakis. Am I right, Scooter Derrick?"
Absolutely.
But over there, they said, no, we do lamb like once or twice a year, Easter, and then maybe Christmas. But I want to find out from Stav because he's an OG. He knows what's up.
I feel like that's a classic Australian going to Greece. You've got to come back with that story. It's like, mate, the standard one is pork.
I don't know if
it's good that there's so much ethnic diversity on the show today as well.
Oh, I don't know if most. I mean, I'm a bit picky like that. I'd pick up on that shit.
With ethnicities?
No. Just with me lamb versus chicken versus pork.
So what was the go-to over there? What did you have?
Chicken or pork.
Huh. Yeah.
Or beef, maybe. It's a weird one. Anyway,
pretty sure.
It was everything but lamb. I'll tell you that much. And I was pissed.
We've got Scooter Derrick here as well.
Hey, this is my big chance
to
when I'm listening to you guys in my car.
Yes,
I'm always just yelling at you guys. Right?
Yeah.
Like no, like facts. When you get facts wrong or pronunciations and stuff.
Yeah.
So just quickly, the father-son rule doesn't get you a Guernsey.
No.
It doesn't. If you shit at footy, you shit at footy. No professional team's going to play you. It's to do with the draft. It allows you to choose to play in the team that your father, some kind of preference thing, where instead of being pulled to another state, you get to play for Richmond if your dad did. And they'll have to change it to the father-child rule, I guess.
It definitely will change. So are you sure about that?
No. I'm more sure than you.
No, I get that. No, I'll take that more sure than me. Than my more
There's
sure.
also a requirement. They have to have played a certain number of games. The
I
father
played
has.
50, I think.
Really?
Okay.
Okay. So there's some
So if you
depth
played
to
2
this.
games, it doesn't matter. Like you have to have played 50 or 100 or something like that. Yeah.
Well, is it something? Was there a point where you potentially could have played footy, Pete? Did you ever?
Me?
Yeah. Did you ever get into footy?
I played footy growing up a lot.
Yeah.
Until I was sort of mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
When you say play it, you mean at a higher level?
Yeah.
Just because he's tall. This is like asking a tall guy, you play basketball, right? It makes sense for them to play basketball.
No, well, I think from an athlete, like he's a guy who's got his diet dialed in. And so my
he's
question
doing
is,
everything except receiving the paycheck like the footy players.
My question is, why do you, like the reason that you eat healthy is there's probably some reason behind it, and I thought maybe it was that you were a secret athlete.
No, when I played footy, I didn't eat that very well at all.
Okay.
And
Neither
I
did I.
played socially more than anything, so
Okay.
didn't get to the highest.
Gemma, on yesterday's show, Josh said that he, or maybe it was before, I don't even know if it made it onto the show, but he was basically saying that you'd told him something that was, I'm going to tell you some information, and Josh couldn't wait. He wanted the secret. He wanted to find it out quickly.
Oh, and then I told him
And then
before
he
we
told
started
him, and I was
recording.
like, you can't do that. And then Bree chimed in, said, he can't keep secrets. And then I was like, oh, this is bullshit.
I can't.
It just
It's true.
really just all blew up. What was it? Is it worth bringing? Because I said, save it for the show.
Oh, I mean, it's probably it's a good little small world story. It turns out my parents know Ryan John's mum.
Ah.
And there is a large, and at a funeral, she came up to me and was like, oh, Jill and Bruce's daughter, you know my son Ryan.
Yeah.
But I know
it now. I'm just
But also,
pretending I know.
and you can tell because I actually asked 3D Dill. I was working on snippets yesterday, and I said, "Can you put a snippet together of me telling that joke?"
Which joke?
Well, I was trying to remember what the joke was. I was like, there was a moment where I said something and you guys laughed, and I want that as a bit. And so anyway, he picked a bit, but it wasn't the
funny
It
bit.
wasn't the funny bit.
It wasn't the right one.
He got the shits with me after the hair episode because he was like, I was editing the video and I just cut you out whenever you weren't laughing at one of my jokes.
Jem didn't laugh at my jokes. There was a
don't
couple of
laugh at a
moments where you
lot.
just sort of flicked your hair and sort of like...
That's pretty much my MO. I don't laugh at a lot because normally I'm thinking like, how can I one up whoever's made the joke?
But anyway, I did notice that at the bit that the stinging bit of the whole thing was the bit that 3D Dill picked had your laugh at the end, but it was like a and it was like a close up of a fake laugh, and I was
Was
like,
it a fake laugh or was it?
It sounded very forced.
Was it?
on your part.
Maybe it was a cry for help, not a fake laugh, guys. Don't ever disregard them as.
You've practiced that before, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly.
You were 97 and
well,
3D.
nothing kills a mood like someone calling out a fake laugh.
Yeah,
Because-
I mean, but I think there's almost a generosity in the fake laugh. It's just like you got to entertain them, especially for a narcissist like you and you, Jem.
I feel like I don't know if I fake laugh that much.
Well, so hang on. Let's define the fake laugh. Are you like? I think you can just be in the moment. It's like when we listen to radio. It's like they're not that. It's not that funny, guys. You're all laughing in this room, but there is a bit of a feeding of energy. Where
Do you have a background in radio?
Shepparton, I lived there once.
No way. Tell me more.
Oh my God.
Played local footy. No, I didn't.
We actually haven't had an Apple podcast review since the Shepparton one, so it's the top one.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Anyway, this is the last Fat Fridays
embarrassed
with 3D Dill.
Dill, how do you
So
feel?
sad.
I'm just taking over. How do you feel?
Really hungry.
Oh yeah, well we should start eating. I've already had, I believe
Yeah,
it's a
we-
mushroom.
Yeah, we're going to try this
some
octopus.
form of like croquette sort of thing. I don't know if I'm speaking.
I'm
are
having
good.
octopus.
They are beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also this Stav had.
Zucchini?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like a
it's
fritter.
great. Yeah, it's nice.
Stav had me at potato dip, two of my favourite things together.
The fritter
Mr.
is
97, it's his first time ever eating octopus.
Really?
The kid isn't left Baldwin. I mean,
I mean, but there would be octopus in Baldwin, that's for sure.
is it?
Yeah, there is.
Come on, Sebs. Can we witness history?
Sebs and I are neighbours.
Yeah.
All right, I want to see Mr. 97 and give us. I love his
How do
facial
you
reaction.
feel? Are you nervous?
He's not going to like it, I
Are
guarantee.
you nervous?
It smells like chicken. It smells like grilled chicken.
Perfect.
He sounds like my child. He thinks everything's chicken. How is it? Oh,
Oh, he almost.
It tastes like chicken.
it must be chicken.
It's actually you're eating chicken.
It's chicken with
Now,
tentacles.
what do you think? What's the texture like?
Good.
It's a bit like tentacly. It's like, you know what I mean? It's
Oh
a
my
bit like
god.
I don't know if I've had such a big bit before. Is this what I'm eating as well? Okay, give me a sec.
I mean, it is a tentacle, just to cover that,
There's
just
a
to
reason.
clarify.
It's a sea creature.
It's very barbecuey. Like it tastes like it's on some form of grill.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's
how
char
that's-
grilled.
It's
I need
char
to
grilled
try it now,
barbecue.
obviously.
Yeah, it's really
char grilled
good.
octopus.
It tastes pretty good.
That's about it. I mean, we always do this. We ask
chat.
Mason for a review on something. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad. Oh! He just gives us one of those three.
Yeah.
Back to, because we've been all at the shop already, I think we're all a bit excited because the food's here. So that glitter bomb, we were trying to work it out
Oh, yeah.
for ages. Who the sent us a glitter bomb?
I was going to send you a second one if you didn't book the fucking footy tickets.
So we've got the footy tickets and we let off the bomb this morning, and it was Dill and I in the garage. Turns out inside wasn't just glitter, it was little dicks.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
dick,
yes.
dick and balls glitter.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
it was quite cute,
Yeah.
actually.
The whole garage.
I'm like, dicks? That's amazing.
What a
Dill
dick
got a
chat when you're
whole
on
lot
the
of
show.
dicks on him.
Always.
Dicks went everywhere.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom, so this big spring was there, and then at the bottom there was like a little note, handwritten. And so Dill got it off,
Yeah.
and
My heart.
we opened it up.
What did it say, Dil?
We should have brought it,
Oh yeah, we should.
but there's a video about it.
Yeah, there's a video. We'll
So basically it said, I'm still trying to figure out the translation of Gronk to Spanish.
From our mate Santiago.
Little Santiago.
Sent the wagon wheel
Yeah,
things
yeah,
on one
the
of my
wagon wheel things. We're
first
so
episodes.
Oh, you had one?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. In fact,
What are
one
they
of
That was
called
my,
again?
like,
They're
second
definitely not
episode.
called wagon wheels.
No. I'm just doing
South American.
white bitch.
Yeah.
What's that province or area in South
don't
America?
even
There's a
try.
lot. In
No,
some-
but I'm
Derek,
trying to work out where they're
that's what
from.
you hear.
They're unbelievable. They're like, you would have had one before, Derek.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're a man of the world.
What, a country in South America?
No. Just where these biscuits are from. They're like, it's funny. I never heard of them. I had never heard of them, and then I saw somebody posting about them as soon as it was like, I don't know, Google's listening, and then was pushing me information about them. But they're like these little wagon wheel style biscuits. And Santiago, what a legend! But then he pulled a Gronk move, mate. The definition or the translation is still Gronk into Spanish.
Yeah.
And
Is it
you're one.
really? Is it actually?
I
or
don't
no?
know. I don't know. There's some words that just translate to the same word, isn't there?
Gronk being one of them,
Yeah,
obviously.
exactly.
It's like a French word. Yeah, it's like balayage. No?
I mean, is that what Mr. 97's got right now? A balayage?
It's the balayage.
Jam?
It's not quite a balayage yet. It needs to be longer.
Could you define balayage for the folks at home?
I mean,
and
it's
you and me.
It's essentially like, they also call it ombre. It's when your hair goes from dark to light. I had it for a long time, but that was just because I couldn't be bothered getting my blonde touched up. And
Can
now
you-
I'm back to having brown hair for that very reason.
Can you define or explain the definition of bangs?
Bangs is the American word for a fringe, which
Okay.
is what I have. A lot has changed in the 3 weeks since I saw you. I have a fringe. I have a new piercing.
A
my
neck tattoo,
tiara's-
face tattoo.
My
Watch the
tiara's
video.
bigger. My nails are the same colour, but huge couple of weeks for me.
But
Huge.
So why? What's the term bangs? What does that mean? I get a fringe.
It's just the American word.
Okay.
Americans, I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, you've already been asked by Derek what a KitchenAid, like about KitchenAid.
Yeah, I'm the wrong person to be
Not in
asking.
you.
Well, I think
The wheelhouse.
I think Scooter Derek thinks you get sent everything,
Yeah.
and then you just
Which is
review it.
not far from the truth.
School gets said a lot of things.
Yeah, you've got 3 KitchenAids. So 3D deal. Final Fat Fridays.
It is.
A good opportunity to reminisce. Favourite food on the entire time you've been in Australia?
Not your cooking.
Say this one because we're getting it for free.
Oh, that's tough.
It's not.
Favorite food.
Some might say the answer's right in front of you.
It could be in the restaurant.
Trying
I mean,
to
this
please
food
publicity.
is pretty good. This food is
There
pretty
we
good.
go.
Bath Toblerone.
What about the mini?
Eating a Toblerone in the bath was pretty nice. I'll give you that.
I've never been more stressed than I was listening to that episode unfold. I took a walk. I had to go outside. I messaged Pete and I was like, just make sure you're mentally ready to listen to it.
Everyone was walking.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you guys didn't bump into each other.
Different suburbs. It's probably the reason.
could be that. No, so 3D deal. What was your favourite?
Favorite food?
Yeah.
That's tough, but I'd have to say the beef burger from AU79.
That was amazing.
Really?
That was
It
one of
was
those days we went there
phenomenal.
sort of afternoon and we were ravenous. And I think it's...
Great word.
It is good. I'm gonna
And
use
I had to eat it one-handed because my thumb was still.
Oh,
in
that's right.
stitches.
Your
I had to eat
hand,
that
your
thing
hand
with
was
one
bust. I think
hand.
it was the day after.
Yeah.
But it just delivered. But also the day you got here, 3D deal, we took
Yeah, we
you
had
to
burgers.
Betty's Burgers.
Betty's
I mean, the
Burgers.
thing about Melbourne, and we're here at Salona, give them another plug. the food everywhere is great. The food,
Yeah.
like, it's not hard. Like, I think if
I
you're
haven't had
doing
bad
shit
food
food in Melbourne, you're not going to survive.
Rita's
And
Pizza.
Oh,
Rita's
yeah.
Pizza is
Oh,
the
heaven.
best.
Great
Yeah,
choice.
it's
Great
amazing.
choice.
I'll do top three. So there's the AU79 burger, Rita's Pizza, and last one, Shortstop Donuts.
Oh, mate, you spent a lot of time at that place and they
Yeah.
got to know you.
Three
Yeah.
healthy choices. Well done. Well done.
The only time I had food at AU79 was for an event, and it was all they did a vegan menu, and they were like, "See, vegan food can be fun." I'm like, "It's not. It's really not." And vegans can't drink wine.
Really?
It's something to do with
Oh.
egg.
Potential
You
That's
can
really
actually get
unfortunate.
vegan. You can actually get vegan wine
On
Yeah, but it's
some
not.
bottles
No,
of
no.
wine I've seen, especially we got one from Aldi that said may contain fish products.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
I feel like
Stop reading the
Well,
label.
I think it's got something to do with the preservatives.
They
Yes.
use a part of the swim bladder of the fish.
I'll see myself out.
As soon as I clocked I was the oldest, I thought I can just say it.
I'm actually
something from a
75. I just use a lot of really expensive
Fish
skincare.
swim bladders, and
Thank
they
you,
use
Stav,
it
that
to
was delicious.
clarify the liquid, to take the
To
cloud.
clarify.
To take it. Let me clarify this.
Uh-huh.
To take the
Boom, boom.
cloudiness out.
Okay. And
Yeah.
from what Dill's eaten, what has he missed in Melbourne? If he had to do a run of the more sort of Derek style takeaway.
Well, I find it hard to believe where you guys are located, where the head office is. Do you like being called head office?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I liked
It's
it.
got a head office.
Yeah.
Is you're right at the front door of the Vietnamese community, and I can't believe you're not just smashing down a pho every day.
No, I won't.
Pronounced
no,
it wrong,
I
but
went
whatever.
once.
I was going to say.
I went to one of the pho places nearby.
Not your thing.
No, not
I hate
really.
it. I cannot stand it.
It's pretty controversial.
what do you hate
Some
about it?
pushback, yeah.
Everything. It's just like
Do you like the brisket? I like the one where it's the beef brisket, but there's a lot of hot
there's
water.
no, like,
a lot of
oomph to it.
liquid.
Yeah, it's
So
just
much.
like
Yeah, I get very hot.
Oh, you take the jumper off halfway
Yeah.
through, and the
It's one
chili
of
gets
the-
your nose
I
running.
just like food with a bit of oomph. That's why I don't like watermelon. Because what are you?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fucking
The,
crunchy water.
water.
It's one of
I don't like
the
celery. Same reason. What are you?
one of the only foods I can eat faster than Josh is pho. Like I've beaten you
I
most
just
times.
Well, it's
all
just so
pronouncing
much.
it wrong.
But it's because that there is so much liquid. I'm not a soup guy either.
Obviously, none of you grew up near Box Hill because
No, well, I mean, 90
all
soups.
pronounce.
Yeah, but he hasn't.
Yeah, but
left
how do you
forward.
pronounce it?
Pho.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. That's
He's
fair.
a, he's a bogan Aussie
yeah.
with blonde hair.
I mean, do you say paella or paella?
It depends if I'm
Paella, okay.
trying to be a bit spicy.
Yeah,
Paella.
sure.
Do you say Barcelona?
Oh, Barcelona.
Barcelona.
So we're going to the footy on Sunday.
Wow.
It's happening.
I'm gonna have to come drunk to deal with all of you.
It's been quite the saga
We'll
getting
start
tickets.
now.
I mean, yeah, the tickets were. It's actually very hard. Like, I don't know.
It's not.
Have you guys tried to get tickets from the footy?
Oh my god.
No, I'm being serious.
Yeah, my most weekends.
MCC
I'm
membership
actually
doesn't
not. Can
count.
someone tell Pete I'm not talking to him?
It's not going. No, but I mean, Pete's got a lovely weekend. Is it a weekend away?
Weekend away.
Yeah, to
heading
Dalesford.
Yep.
No, but so you're going to Ticket Tech every single week. No, I'm being serious. To Ticket Tech every week to book your tickets.
So
I
no,
mean, I
MC
usually get other people to do it.
Yeah,
for
so
me.
this is the thing. This
Most
is where it's all
things.
coming out.
Outsourcing is a good option. No, so MCC, I just walk in with my barcode, my card.
It's like having a Mikey you can get
Yeah.
through the
Exactly.
door
Yeah.
gates.
A
Yeah.
very expensive
And
mic.
but it's like
Actually, they're not far off each other. A yearly to a yearly.
That's
yeah.
true.
I mean, but that's the thing because for me it was like I had no Mikey at all, and it wasn't accepting my credit card and all that
Yeah,
sort of
so you had to
thing.
go into 7-Eleven and buy
Yeah.
the card.
Drama.
I mean, but is there anything? How if the game starts at 3:15? What time do we actually? Do you get? Is it like the movies? Do you get there 10 minutes before or what?
It depends. Like
What are you guys whispering?
Yeah,
about?
but he's forgotten that he's got a microphone in his hand. We've just worked out the cost between how much is a MCC membership, Pete?
$550 a year.
Yeah, $550 a yearly mic is $1,500.
No way.
Yeah, it's expensive.
1,500.
Yeah.
Now, Stevs, I know you would have done the maths on this. So how often do I need to travel for that to be worth it?
I think you have to.
Oh, he actually has.
I think it's 5 days. I think you do have to do
5
5
days
or
a
6
week.
days a week every. Yeah.
So what at that point? Because the thing is that
I can't
I've
imagine leaving my house that many times.
I've got about 6
of
my
public
keys and they're all
transport.
in minus. I just keep buying new ones. It's like because you can ride around with about like minus $15.
No, I got one
Sold
back.
that
I mean, I gave one to Dill, and then I asked for it back so I could get home one night. I scanned on, and minus $18.
How did you get to minus 18?
I don't know.
I don't
Well,
even
if you just
know.
keep
I thought,
tap-
I
just
thought it
keep-
cuts out at like you can get to like minus 5 or 6 max.
I didn't even know you could get
Nah,
into
still
the
minus
negatives.
18.
But
Red.
I don't even look at mine. I just have it on automatic top up,
yeah.
and then I just.
Yeah.
I don't like to think about money.
No, but it was
fully
a-
understand.
But I
it.
also think maybe it was a V line. Like if you're getting a V line or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
there's been a lot of V-line travel because like going out to like Grampians and stuff.
Yeah.
Really
V-line.
depleted it. So, mate, just
I've
to,
never been on the V line.
Really?
It's actually really posh.
Never.
Yeah,
It's
it's real
posh.
primo.
Yeah.
it's not that posh, dude.
Would I find it posh?
Definitely. That was the wrong choice.
No,
I think it's posh.
Posh is the wrong word. I used to catch it back. I used to work in Shepparton. Do you know that?
Yeah.
I used to catch it back from that. And my mate caught the V line from Sydney back. He broke down halfway, caught it back to Melbourne, and he's like, there was heroin addicts on it. They drug run. I mean, he's a bit hyperbolic. He's the guy who built our wall at the studio.
Okay,
the night
yeah,
back.
sure.
Sydney to Melbourne on the train.
Yeah.
Far out.
Well, Sydney to
I would
Melbourne.
sooner remove a limb.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's a real saying of yours, I've noticed.
Yeah, it is.
by the way.
It's my
Several
most used.
I really enjoy it.
No, but I think there's something like train travel can be quite nice. Has anyone done a long, like a multiple day train?
Everything I've heard of him stinks. The Garn
Yep.
through the middle of Australia.
I've not been on it, but I watch Slow TV, which is the 9-hour journey or the 12-hour
Yeah,
journey
yeah.
on the gun. So I feel like I've been on it.
The people that I used to train when I was a
Sure, it's
personal
exactly
trainer, they had the kind of money and time, spare time, to do things like this. And one of them,
It costs a lot of money, doesn't it?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's like 4. I don't know. Look it up, Mr. Nice.
The average age of the passengers, I think, is about 65.
Oh,
too.
really? Yeah.
Yeah, and my client was over 65, and she said it was horrible, rattly, uncomfortable bed. I mean, we're not. I mean, we'll take.
She's on a fucking train. Like, what are you expecting at that point?
but
A hotel.
I don't think they're.
What's that? Who called us?
It's not the Darjeeling Limited or whatever it's called. The
Yeah.
What's that?
that was that's a
The
film. It's
Orient
a film.
Express.
The Orient Express. Yeah, anyway, there's a bunch of ones in Europe. I would like to do. I think imagine 4 bunk beds and a Gronk squad going
That'd be
through
fun.
the middle of Australia. I'd
Yeah.
love to do
I
it.
could do that.
What about like a cruise?
And a
So I like
flask.
what I like about cruises, the sound of a cruise. Never been on a cruise.
Yeah.
Been on the Spirit of Tassie, but that's about it.
Yeah.
The food experience sounds good. Like sort of
Like everything's buffet, I'm
yeah,
assuming. Yeah.
which buffet sort of bogan. I get that, and if I want to be healthy, it's
I think cruise is bogan, so we've
Yeah.
already gone down the bogan.
Well,
I
and-
thought my parents were on a cruise now, but they're not.
Oh, really?
They're on like some little boutique fancy boat in Croatia.
so there's a
That sounds
difference.
nice.
There's a
Yeah.
difference.
Sounds nice.
There's sailing and then there's
Yeah.
cruising.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I wasn't listening
They're
when
doing
they
Sail
told me about
Croatia.
it. Yeah, they're essentially on schoolies. They're with like 6 of their friends.
Amazing.
has anyone done? Have you done a cruise, Derek?
No, never.
We
No,
spoke
never
to our
done.
friend
Spirit of
PK who just did Antarctica. So you
No way.
leave from, I think you can leave from South America and you go right down
Yeah.
and you can step foot on the North Pole or wherever.
Apparently,
Santa.
Is it
The South Pole.
South Pole?
South Pole?
Yeah.
South Pole, yeah. So it's like the furthest part that you can get to.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't go, you fucking idiot. So if I went and I
Well,
was
if it was
stuffing
south,
it up,
yeah.
whatever. You go to a cold part where there's penguins.
apparently
So
crossing the
Phillip
ocean.
Island.
Yeah.
No, but the
It's
thing
more
is-
expensive, much more expensive.
But I reckon, like, I know I'm using the word posh a lot today, but that feels like a posh cruise. It feels like one that you wear a North Face jacket, might have some binoculars, get some cool photos of you
Is
exploring.
North Face posh?
Do you guys not
I
think
mean,
North Face
the problem with
is posh?
fashion labels is bogans start to wear them.
Yeah.
Balenciaga
Which is
like,
more posh?
What was that,
Kathmandu?
sorry?
What, Balenciaga? I don't know.
There we go.
Balenciaga.
You put an O on the end of it before.
But
I'm
you
getting
see,
a little.
you see every man and his dog trying to wear Balenciaga now. It's
Who,
like,
I don't know the brand. So
yeah,
I've
it's
never heard of it.
fashionable, mate.
Oh, don't
what is
worry.
it? What is it like? What do they? What do they do?
I don't know. They've just got some
Clothing
shoes
and accessories,
and
but everyone
shoes?
has the chunky sneakers
Oh,
now.
I cannot stand those.
But this is
No,
the
I'm
thing
not into them
with the
either.
shoes. Like I saw some Gucci shoes or something at like one of those like factory outlets in the US. Like, are they primed to make shoes? Like the thing is, like you think about like a department. How much time are they putting in shoes versus just going and getting some Asics or some
A
New
lot of
Balance?
time. As
Okay.
someone with a Gucci handbag,
Okay.
it's
Well, no, I
very
understand that.
nice.
Really?
Well, I think
understand
their
the
model is
handbags.
they wouldn't do anything unless there's a lot of thought into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My thought is though that if you're a shoe, like I want to get my shoes from a shoe company. It's like Gary V. He's been getting a few mentions. He's got his own
Yeah,
shoe.
oh my
Again.
God.
But that's a lot of love for Gary Vee on the show.
K-Swiss. K-Swiss has been
Don't know.
around for...
K Swift.
You remember K-Swiss,
Do you mean
Derek?
T Swift?
No, K-Swiss.
Yeah, I've seen
I
it.
remember
If it's
K-Swiss.
T-Swift, I'm
Listen,
leaving.
so the reason he did it was because he wouldn't do it with Nike because Nike's like it probably won't work, and so you'll see the results better with a brand that isn't at its peak in culture. And so anyway, I'm hearing.
Thank you, Stav.
Oh, Stav, I just need to ask you something quickly. Can you pass it that? I went to Mykonos and Santorini, and I embarrassed myself because I said, they said, what's souvlaki you want? And I said, the standard one, the lamb. And they said, we don't do lamb. I said, what do you mean? It's normal.
No one in Greece eats lamb souvlaki.
So what are we doing here in Melbourne?
It's weird because when the Greeks came to Melbourne, lamb was so cheap because in Greece lamb's very expensive because Greece is very mountainous. So lamb, we only eat lamb once a year, Easter. That's it. So we saw lamb was so cheap, so we went, let's have Easter every week. Let's eat lamb like flat out. And then they started doing lamb souvlaki because it was reasonably priced. Whereas in Greece it's all chicken or pork. So so when you say I want a lamb souvlaki, they know that you're from Melbourne.
Yeah. Not only that, but you were in Mykonos and Santorini, so you were definitely from Melbourne.
But did you
yeah.
try the pork one? Did you like it?
I ate the chicken one.
I love the pork one.
I
Yeah.
had so many of them.
I have learnt more in the last minute on this show than I have in
400.
10 episodes.
Was it a tradition for you growing up here in Melbourne to be having Sunday lamb spit?
Yeah, we have barbecues every week where, you'd have lamb on the spit or just big festive get-togethers at cousins' house and stuff like that, going to relatives and just eating like... That's why I was a fat little Greek kid because I was just eating at all my aunties' places, which some aunties had the best, spanakopita, the other auntie had the best
Yum.
moussaka.
Yeah.
So when's the next one? Can we come?
You go to Oakley, it just smells.
Yeah.
If there's a barbecue going, just
We'll
walk
just
in,
do it
they'll
tonight.
let you in. They're fine, they're happy, they're friendly
Perfect.
people.
Our office is in Abbotsford, and there was migration of Vietnamese community many years ago. Oakley in Melbourne is the Greek
The little Greek
epicenter.
hub.
Yeah, it's, I mean, you feel like you're in a little China. I was going to say Chinatown.
Well, I was literally
little-
at Athens,
Yeah.
and the taxi driver goes, "Do you know Oakley?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I was just watching it on the news or whatever." I was like, "And
Yeah.
we're really." I wish I knew more about
They have a
Oakley.
good football team.
Yeah.
So-
They
Chargers.
know,
The Oakley Chargers,
they know the suburbs better than our taxi
Yeah.
drivers.
So why Oakley? Do you know why?
Makes them a
Burn.
regular.
I think
It's funny.
I think they just congregated where the churches were. So even in Richmond, there's a lot of Greeks, and Victoria Street in Abbotsford. Like if you look at the sun, like when the sun sets, where you got the Vietnamese writing. If you look at the right set of time, you see all the Greek writing behind
Really?
the Vietnamese writing. Yeah, like that whole street was Greek.
Yeah.
And then obviously Vietnamese came, and then they sold to the Vietnamese, and they took over that area.
And I want to also know what information did they have that we didn't, and they bought up all of Albert Park, the most expensive suburb. I used to live there, have a business there,
Yeah.
and it was every second house is a lovely Greek family.
Look,
What do they know?
They, when it comes to property, they're smart. They just go where the Italians go, and they just copy the Italians where they with property and stuff like that. They go to Carlton. They go to the good areas. They know where to go.
Yeah.
They just follow the Italians. They're smarter than us when it comes to property.
Well, I mean, Albert Park used to be like a it was low, and so it was classed as a certain area, like a swamp, not swampland, but it is on a floodplain, I think. But it was cheap back then, and now they own half the Albert Park. It's so expensive.
Stav, quick question in regards to authentic Greek food. Is it possible, if you go to just a random Greek restaurant in Melbourne, are there any certain signs or any restaurants that aren't authentic versus authentic?
Look, every place does something well. So my suggestion is if there's a Greek waiter or someone Greek, just say, bring me something, bring me whatever you think. If you say that to a Greek, Greeks are very proud people. They won't disappoint you. They'll just bring out the best of the best that they'll have to offer. They won't go, you know what I mean? Like if you just start ordering from the menu, then maybe you might get a hit or miss at whatever restaurant you go to. But if you turn around to the waiter and you say, bring me whatever you think, and just give him the menu, Greeks are proud. They'll bring out what they do well.
Well, the one bit of anxiety around it is I went to one place where the traditional didn't have like the prices or anything like that on the thing, and so there is the little bit of you're enjoying the food in every moment. This is great, so tasty, but there is the little voice in the back of your head being like, I hope I can afford this.
Look, if you go to Mykonos, you might get a little bit of a surprise, but generally speaking, they're pretty good. And even in Mykonos, like you know where to go and where not to go. If you see someone's got like a sparkler with a Dom Perignon going past on the table, you know it's not going to be cheap.
And Tommy's
You're going to be paying 15
I'd be there.
I probably ordered it.
€15 for
Gemma's
a Coca-Cola. But if you go somewhere reasonable and you see like a couple of aunties in the kitchen, they're not going to charge you an arm and a leg. I'm pretty surprised if they do.
Sharing the love to some other local businesses in Melbourne, what's your favourite lamb souvlaki?
Lamb souvlaki
in Melbourne.
Do you know what? I don't really eat lamb souvlaki.
Oh, you don't?
No, don't
I'll give a couple of plugs to a couple of places. I like to get coffee down at Lake Condully on Bridge Road.
Okay, yeah, great.
He's got a great mortadella little sandwich it's my go-to little snack. I go to Butcher's Diner on in the city.
I've heard of that.
Butcher's Diner. It's a 24-hour little diner. It's fantastic. Midnight snacks, because we're in the hospitality industry where we get hungry quite late, so we go down there.
I'm not in hospital and I feel you.
I'm not in the hospital, it's just when I'm leaving somewhere at 3 o'clock in the morning.
So I go there and I get the lamb skew. I get the pork skewers. That's what I get from there, and the Greek salad, good Greek salad.
What do you think of all the delivery services, Uber Eats, stuff like that, from someone who's in the industry?
Look, we want people to come out and eat together and share conversation, and that's what we do this job. We don't want to cook and people eat at home. It's it takes half our job away from us, even though it's convenient and we understand it's the future. I don't really like it personally. I like to see people having a laugh, having a few drinks together.
Definitely.
It's better than just sitting at home in front of Netflix, just eating I think it's a bit too American for me. Nothing against American people, but it's a bit too American.
He's giving you a lot of eye contact.
I understand. I completely get it. I think there's something in it. What's your favourite time of the week? If you were to pick a moment here at Salona, when
Richmond win.
when is it? Richmond one was out of control.
Yeah,
I mean, De Janeiro down here was fantastic.
I mean, when is it pumping here at the restaurant? When do you think it's your favourite vibe?
Look, for us, it's a small, intimate restaurant, so it gets busy quite quickly. Like whether it's a Monday or Tuesday, there's people in the restaurant. But Friday, Saturday, obviously, it's very, very busy. But even like a lazy Sunday, people come in. We don't have set hours, so you can come from 12 all the way through dinner service. So you can come at 4 and have an early dinner or late lunch. So I think Sundays is probably my favourite, where the vibe's pretty good.
Yeah. The finally, tipping and stuff in Australia. Obviously, it's not as common in restaurants like this. What's your view on? Because I've noticed more and more you go to places and you're going through and there's the tipping thing. I'm like, okay, I'll put $10 or whatever. From someone who's got a restaurant, what's your view? I'm
a bit old school in that sense. I remember when you used to sign the tip, it was a bit more discreet, where you'd just give the person they'd sign their name. Now it's all pinned, so that's gone. So now I get awkward because I don't want to ask people, would you like to leave a tip? I just skip that function personally, because it's weird for me, because I grew up in this industry from when you left it with your signature at the end. But look, if you enjoy the service, leave something for the hospitality staff, even though, it's a tough job. So if you're happy to do it, leave something, but you don't have to. There's no rules, because they do get paid quite well. Generally speaking, if you're doing the right thing, most people get paid quite well in Australia with our award rates and what have you. But look, if you want to leave even $2-3, it all adds up for the staff at the end.
The change of government what happened with?
This is taking a turn.
No. But there was the penalty rates
Yes.
for hospitality staff or for.
Look, it's
That's
it's quite high. It's tough because it's a very competitive market. So in hospitality, we're giving opportunity to people that are unskilled at the end of the day. Like some people come in with zero language and they're in the kitchen and they're, peeling potatoes or they're washing plates, and that's their entry to the workforce basically. So they get paid quite well considering other countries. If you look at other countries, they get paid really, really well. But look, I think Australia's got a good system where it's a fair system, and by paying people, the average person, more, then they can afford to go out. So it all helps. So if you pay everyone less and people try to squeeze people on the wages, then they're not going to have enough money to go out. Whereas I think a better solution is to just maybe minus a bit of the tax for the hospitality staff, and I think that's a better solution than either dropping their rate or lifting their rate.
Tackling the big questions.
How's your arm going, Steph?
It's shaky. It's so it's pretty tight.
really shaky.
I was looking at that as well. Yeah.
Steph, thanks so
Thank
much
you,
for your
Steph.
hospitality,
You're a
mate.
Thank you. That was the best thing I've ever had.
It's a cocktail.
A couple of takeaways there, I thought.
Yeah, TJ asking the big questions.
Someone's got to hear, guys.
Derek, let's finish up with a Swan Street story. Have you got any Swan Street stories?
Dear Lord, I'm not telling you the one I told you in the car. This feels like a stitch up to me.
You have to tell us now,
Yeah,
Derek.
the suspense.
You have to tell us now.
No.
Do you have any other stories?
Swan Street, Richmond. Well,
Dimmies.
Dimmies, yeah.
So-
We emigrated here. There was just my brother and I and my mum and dad when I was a kid from not Belgium, but thanks for the accent.
No
And the
accents for the rest
only
of the show. but-
relative
Okay.
we had in Australia was Auntie Alison. And apparently Auntie Alison never married, and she was old. She seemed old. With hindsight, she was probably about 60.
I mean, there is those
Which is quite
family
young
friends
now.
that just always seem really old, but they're still around.
And she just went on cruises and just travelled the world her whole life. And it turns out she had major shares in Dimmies. So she would have been almost owned
Yeah,
that building down there.
How's she going now?
My mum,
Yeah.
she's long gone.
Okay.
My mum fell out with her in the late 70s.
Wow.
And
Do you
I
remember what the
fight was
becoming
about?
an adult, like scraping, being a bit feral and just going, hang on a minute. Mum, what happened to Auntie Alison? Oh, we're not talking. I'm like, you've got to be kidding.
Could have been millionaires, yeah.
Only relative in Australia.
I mean, Derek, you are very good with Melbourne culture, Richmond, like all the different areas. What is, like, for people who don't know Swan Street? How would you
Richmond's
describe?
where I came this strip here was where I came every weekend from the outer suburbs. So I grew up in Murrell Park, all around there, and we would come in to gigs. So there was the Corner Hotel, there was the Central Club Hotel, there was Richmond Club Hotel.
These are
There was
all
a
the
whole
places I'm going
They're all
to
restaurants.
now.
They're all
They're all
hipster restaurants.
Yeah.
Corner's a lot different now, that's for sure.
It's great.
But it's pretty good place. I've
Favourite
actually
band
got
that
a
you've seen?
T-shirt that I used to screen print T-shirts,
Ah.
and I found in my old loft a T-shirt that I printed for the Corner Hotel.
Oh, that's cool.
So I put it on the internet, and the Corner Hotel contacted me and said, "Can we have that? We'll do a reissue."
Oh, that's
It was
cool.
done by one of the
Amazing.
famous, turned out to be a famous graph artist.
How hard is
Who?
it?
Wow.
Do you know
Can't
the
say.
graphic?
Can't say. Top secret.
Tell
That's
me
annoying.
off.
Can't remember. Can't fucking remember. I don't know.
Build suspense. Build suspense.
Corner, Central Club.
This screen printing very quickly. How hard is it? If I wanted to do just like a few one-off prints, is it easy for me to do, like in the garage at our office?
You need the
You
machinery.
thought you
You
could dye
need
Sev's hair in the garage at the
Yeah, I
office.
know. There's a lot of things we want to do in the garage. We want to set up a
good
gym
idea.
there.
No, it's
Multi-purpose
not.
one, sorry.
Jim's the easy
That's
bit.
why I intervened. They said they were going to do it themselves, and I was like,
Put a little
absolutely
sauna, a
not.
little infrared sauna in there.
No, baby won't do
That I couldn't
infrared.
get around.
No, just quickly, what is the process? Because TJ was telling me it was no, we can't do it because you need the cutter to be able to cut out the thing.
Look, you can do it, but you treat it as a craft hobby that you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
I don't want to charge for it. I'm just saying, like, if we
wanna
want
do
to
it
do
for
like Gronk Squad, like one-offs.
No, forget it.
Why?
Because we know Dion at While You Sleep
Yeah.
screen printing,
Okay.
and he's a legend. He'll look after you.
We'll
But I
get
just-
Gronk's got tattoos.
Yeah.
That would be fine.
I think
the tattoo machine.
10-year mark.
Gun
Mr.
thing.
97 has already said that he's going to get a
At
tattoo
10 years.
at 10 years.
10
Yeah, small one. Yeah.
I'll join you.
Yeah,
Small one.
I'll
What do
join
we-
you too.
I made a deal with my dad because I want one so bad and he doesn't want me to get one. So I said if he shaves his moustache off, I won't get one. He's had his moustache for about 45 years.
And Gronk's
He's
got
not
tattoo or
involved
any
in
tattoo?
Perhaps
Dimmy's,
not
is
Gronk's.
it? It's not Dimmy?
No, but I can understand why
The sim-
yeah.
My uncle's got that same. He's had a moustache since I've known him. It would be. He would look. You wouldn't recognise him.
No, Bruce Watts has a real Tom Selleck vibe. He's a handsome man.
Who's Tom Selleck?
Oh no, when
Jeez, Josh.
I don't know anyone. You still
the,
haven't.
the guy who wants
very
to do
handsome.
screen printing at home also says who's Tom Selleck.
If you want to do it as a hobby, just do it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
Don't see
saying.
it as a way of saving money.
No,
That's all I'm
but
saying.
okay, so it's going to be more expensive doing
Yeah,
it that
and
way.
more of a
Most
pain in the ass. I think you want to free up time.
And you're
in
going
your
to
life.
mess it up.
and she'll get bored of it after a while.
Yeah, I would definitely. Yeah, it'd be one of those things.
It's the equivalent of going, I want to do some woodwork at home, so I want to buy all the tools, and then it actually takes a lot of effort. And unless you're into it, you'll never use the tools.
That feels like a very Josh Janssen move.
I actually, when I was,
Yeah,
when I
go
was a
ahead and
kid,
do it.
when I was a kid, I
Very on
had
brand.
had like wood and nail. Like I was actually into all of that sort of stuff. There was a
had
period
wood
of
and
time.
nails.
Yeah, like I was.
a period of time, but that doesn't. I
all
think
the kid.
things are different. Like I remember hammering more shit when I was young than when I'm an adult, but I'm not into that shit as much.
That's not woodworking. That's just hammering.
I mean, I think I'm more into that stuff now than you are. So I reckon you'd
I mean, it's not
literally
competition.
no, but you would unpack everything for the screen printing, and then you'd be like,
Oh, you think that you'd be more into screen printing than me?
no, just woodwork. But
Okay.
I think you would unpack it
Yeah,
all.
watch yourself because that
You'd
was
unpack it all, and then you'd be like, I'm a bit bored. I'm going to go upstairs.
Yeah.
now. Remember what you
Yeah.
used
Well,
to do
that's
that
why I
with your
haven't got,
room?
that's
Yeah.
why I haven't got the
Happened.
bike trainer for that very. Like I've been quite good with that. Not
We
buying
could get
it.
that for the office. That'd be good.
Yeah.
If
I
you buy
would-
it, you could have it in the office. Do a sweat session.
Which
at
one's
lunchtime.
Peloton? Is that the
Well,
one?
I-
No. There's a specific. Anyway, won't go into it now. Organised August, getting very close to the end. Russ Keys has been killing it. He's been ticking off all these things. Wondering anyone else? Organised August, Derek.
It's going really well for me.
What have you been doing?
Being very organised.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anything in particular?
Look out.
or-
I bought a
Specifics?
dishwasher.
Did you really?
Just buying my way into this shit.
How did
That's
you?
okay.
Bought a
so
dishwasher last night.
How do you if you
Honest,
buy a dishwasher? How do you
I don't know. It's
Really?
been sitting in my house in the lounge
How
room.
have you
Does
survived
it look
with
like
that?
Pay a
more money?
professional. Pay a
Are
professional.
you kidding me? You have a dishwasher in the lounge room right now.
He bought it
Yeah.
yesterday.
Is it in a
Full
box?
body.
No, the kids
Chills.
unboxed it.
Oh, that's fun.
They love unboxing shit.
Yeah.
Your son did a YouTube
Same.
video. Unboxing. Hey, it's Tom here again.
Give it a review, Tommy.
All right. Well, I think it's time to
Feast.
to feast.
It's time to feast. on
Salona.
more.
So like, yeah, we're going to wrap up and then we're going to eat a bunch of.
Yeah, I'm gonna put them out of business.
That's what we're
Thank
going
you
to
so
do.
Oh, nice.
3D Dill's
Yeah.
going to absolutely
Annihilate.
Hasn't
smash it.
eaten since when, 3D deal?
Like 3 p.m. yesterday.
Outrageous.
That's
I just don't want.
crazy.
Can
on
you
edge.
believe? I don't know if you watched the video of him explaining when he was on the plane going to Sydney. He ate so much food
Yeah.
that what he was
Yeah.
doing this.
Didn't the person
Someone
next
had
to
to
you
ask.
ask if you would?
Yeah, the person next to me asked if I was okay because I was just breathing deeply and I must have been really flushed.
Yeah.
Was it at that point you thought I've gone too far? Or?
Yeah, but then I was like, nah, you can't go too far.
Yeah.
I
It's a
haven't
real
thrown up yet.
specific breathing when someone feels sick. It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
if
it's
someone's
like-
drunk in your car.
Or really
yeah.
hungover?
Yeah.
You do that.
Stomach's
You're just
actually
focusing
out,
on
so
not
you
being
can't be
sick.
leaning.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just focusing on not throwing up. So.
Yeah.
No, I get it. And yesterday I was quite critical of tuna, rice,
Yeah,
and
you were flat.
veggies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
sensed
was-
that.
but
Mate, it wasn't. It was beyond the rice.
I'm feeling better about it now. I actually Bree took all of the tuna home because she's like, you're not going to eat it. But I've been reflecting on it, and it's worth giving it a go.
Tuna and rice?
Yeah, tuna and rice.
Yeah, you just have to not care so much about flavors, and but then
Yeah.
the byproduct.
flavours.
No,
Sounds
seriously,
Unless you go to Salona on Smith Street.
no, exactly. You can't eat here all the time.
Swan Street.
What did I say, Smith? I fucked it.
No, but I think that so you.
Restaurant at Salona and Smith Street. Like, yes.
It's like when you go off sugar and then a Steph Claire Smith bar tastes like
It's like something sweet.
It tastes like it's a Mars bar.
Yeah.
So you can wean yourself
I
off
get it.
the sweetness, and then you'll enjoy the tuna salad.
TJ knows what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, no, I get that.
I'm at the sugary bit, so they taste like shit to me
my,
at the
my
moment.
tongue
Yeah,
is
same.
constantly synthetic. Gem,
Yeah.
Fashion Week is next week.
Starts Thursday.
Mason's going to be Mr. 97.
He's walking, I heard.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
way. Really?
No.
It's like, did I miss something?
Could we?
My
Like,
sarcastic
surely.
voice and my normal voice are the
Do you
same.
think? I mean, you're good at hooking things up. Do you think you could hook 97 up for
No, because
something?
they cast it like a month ago.
So
Because
missing
you
out.
could get in front row seats, just sitting down, just
I would
Get him in a
love.
I
mint
could
coat.
probably do that.
Maybe as a reviewer, I would love to. When is the Indi also mentioned the Brownlow?
Oh, yeah,
when
yeah.
when does
Yeah,
Brownlow
it's
happen?
before the grand
week before
final.
the grand
Is it
final,
October?
Monday.
Because I wouldn't
Late
mind doing
September?
the red carpet of the Brownlow and just sort of talking footy.
Yeah, g'day, boys.
What you wearing?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Top of your head.
Anyway, all right. Well, we've got the footy on Sunday, so we'll.
I'm
that'll be-
nervous.
I'm sorry I can't be there.
Don't talk to me.
No, but I think is it going to be a close game? Do we know that
Yeah.
or no?
Well, it should be good.
Yeah,
All right.
Top
I think
teams.
so.
Is it a knockout for the?
No, but it'll
No,
set
but
up the
it'll
finals next week. It
Decide
sets up.
who the final four is. I need Collingwood to lose tonight because then if Richmond happen to lose on Sunday, we'll still finish top four.
Okay.
But if we win on Sunday, we could finish top of the ladder.
What are you laughing
What are you
at?
giggling at?
No, I was just laughing at Josh.
I was
just
literally
processing how to
nodding
work
his
it
head.
out.
No, I was literally thinking.
I thought he was giggling at me talking
no.
footy in my pink dress.
No, I was literally because I was thinking Bree is she's on a Hey Tiger. They're doing like it's the equivalent of a school camp. She showed me photos. And it's like bunk beds and stuff. I was like,
bonding.
is there going to be a flying fox? Like,
Oh yeah.
Ropes course.
Oh, see, I
Yeah,
went
yeah.
to school camp.
No,
I was
it's
like, oh my god, is she sneaking into someone else's room?
Yeah, high ropes course. That's
Yeah,
what it
remember
was.
that? That was
Yeah.
terrifying.
a flying fox was great. I mean,
That
I
was
felt
the best.
Yeah.
Oh, I love heights.
But anyway, Bree is away tonight, so I was thinking
Look
maybe I could watch the Collingwood game. Just watch some footy.
a bottle of
I'll be
red.
watching. Yeah, I'll be
Good idea.
Have your laptop on.
I don't know if
Just
that's
be
a good-
YouTubing. my own
Rewatching the Daily
footy.
Talk Show from today. Great episode.
Definitely.
I don't know if that's a good. I don't know if the
But
drinking
no,
thing
get
on
involved
my
in it.
own.
It's fine, mate. It's fine. It's fine.
I had whiskey
Are
the
you
other
not
day.
supposed to drink on your own?
Well, I think.
I mean, we just did it live, actually.
Actually, yeah. How did that?
Me watching The Bachelor last night with just gin. It's fine. I'm okay.
Is the gin? Is that like whiskey or no?
Oh my.
All right, so it's the Daily Talk Show.
Wrap it up now.
Fat Fridays.
Thank you, Salona, on Swan Street, not to be confused with Smith Street, which is in a different suburb. Thanks, guys, for coming.
Yeah,
Jan,
thanks
for having
Pete.
us.
We'll see you tomorrow,
Scott and
guys.
Derek. Catch you guys.
See ya.